calls here, so I'm just going to move on now. Now, have any of you in the audience ever seen the episode of Futurama where Fry won the golden bottle cap and got to tour the Slurm factory with his friends? Now, for those of you who haven't seen the episode, Slurm is a popular soda in the Futurama universe. Now, Fry and his foul-mouthed, heavy-drinking robot friend Bender, who was without a doubt the best character on that show, got separated from the group and ended up finding out what Slurm's, quote, secret ingredient is, which is the excrement of a giant alien worm. Now, I'm sorry to say, folks, that is not that far off from the truth. Now, if any of you have ever eaten any food that is, quote, sugar-free or fat-free, chewed sugar-free gum or even regular gum or drank diet soda especially, then you have probably consumed aspartame. Aspartame is the most commonly used artificial sweetener in the world. It is over 200 times sweeter than table sugar, so far less is needed to produce the same sweetness as table sugar, meaning you can get far less calories and sugar, and it is cheap and easy to produce for the same general effect. But this is yet another case of, if it sounds too good to be true, then I'm sorry, folks. It probably is, and indeed it is in this case. Aspartame, it may not be made from the excrement of a giant alien worm, like that episode of Futurama, but it is made from something far, far more disgusting and disturbing. Aspartame is manufactured by genetically modifying E. coli bacteria, in particular the K12 strain of E. coli bacteria, which can replicate itself by fission every 20 minutes, making it one of the fastest-growing strains of bacteria on the planet, which makes it produce large amounts of phenylalanine, which is an amino acid, which is one of the many amino acids necessary to biochemically form proteins. This, combined with aspartic acid, which is the main ingredient of the fecal matter of E. coli and many other species of bacteria, is used to form aspartame. I repeat, one of the two main ingredients of aspartame, aspartic acid, is the feces of E. coli bacteria. Aspartame has been linked to over 92 deleterious health effects, including blindness, hearing impairment, the increased frequency of epileptic seizures if one has epilepsy, migraine headaches, dizziness, memory loss, drowsiness, paresthesia, which is the numbness of the limbs, severe hyperactivity such as restless leg syndrome, depression, aggression, insomnia, heart palpitations, tachycardia, which is abnormally fast heartbeats, high blood pressure, nausea, diarrhea, abdominal pain, asthma, loss of control of diabetes, menstrual changes, hair loss, weight gain, abnormally low blood sugar, and those aren't even the worst symptoms. Aspartame has also been linked to chronic fatigue syndrome, Epstein-Barr syndrome, post-polio syndrome, Lyme's disease, Graves' disease, Meniere's disease, Alzheimer's disease, ALS, epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, EMS, hypothyroidism, fibromyalgia, lupus, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and attention deficit disorder. Now, how it screws you up like this is it screws up the way your body metabolizes proteins by changing the ratio of amino acids in the blood, which lowers the levels of serotonin, tyrosine, dopamine, norepinephrine, and adrenaline, and other essential hormones and chemicals in the body. Now, because of its destabilizing effect on the body, its symptoms will sometimes not show up on lab tests and x-rays. In other words, you could have aspartame-induced multiple sclerosis without aspartame being pinpointed as the cause in lab tests. Amid these and other health concerns, the Ajinomoto Group, which is the world's #1 supplier of aspartame, has pulled the classic bait-and-switch operation by renaming its #1 cash cow, aspartame, Amino Sweet, and marketing it as a natural sweetener. According to the Amino Sweet website, quote, Amino Sweet is a low-calorie sweetener that tastes exactly like sugar. It is made from 2 building blocks of protein, just like those found naturally in many everyday foods such as meat, fish, cheese, eggs, and milk. Amino Sweet is digested by the body in exactly the same way as these other protein foods, and so does not bring anything new to the diet. Oh, no, it does not. Yes, the two main ingredients of aspartame, as I pointed out earlier, are amino acids, but one of those two ingredients, aspartic acid, is not essential, I repeat, not essential to the diets of humans or any other mammal. We as mammals lack the necessary enzymes to properly metabolize aspartic acid, so ingesting even a small amount could have the same destabilizing effect which I explained earlier. To put it simply, it's the same reason why feeding chocolate to a dog is a bad idea. Yes, aspartic acid can be found in things like meat, fish, cheese, eggs, and milk, but the amount is so negligible compared to the amount in aspartame that it has really not that much of an effect on us. I mean, take the coca leaf, for example. Eaten by itself, it has a similar effect on individuals as caffeine. But if certain chemicals in the leaf are isolated and taken in their purest form, which we know as cocaine, then the effect on the individual is far more profound. The reason for this is because of the presence of other chemicals in the coca leaf balance out the other chemicals, so when the coca leaf is ingested by itself, much of its more harmful effects are harmlessly metabolized into the body, much of it via the liver. And phenylalanine, aspartame's other main ingredient, on the other hand, is an essential amino acid, but can be highly toxic if eaten in such a highly concentrated a form as is found in aspartame. When phenylalanine is eaten in its natural form, such as in meat, fish, eggs, milk, cheese, and other foods high in protein, there are also hundreds, sometimes even thousands of other amino acids also present in the food, which keep each other in check, which allow the body to properly metabolize them in order to utilize their beneficial properties while minimizing the negative properties without those other amino acids. And the same goes for its other ingredient, aspartic acid. Even more disturbingly, aspartame contains methanol, which once broken down by the digestive system turns into formaldehyde, which is a deadly neurotoxin which has been linked to multiple forms of cancer, neurological disorders, and brain damage. And if a liquid containing aspartame, such as a diet soda, for example, were to be stored for a long period of time, it forms, not sure how to pronounce this, but diketopiperazine, which has been linked to brain tumors. And to silence and intimidate critics, Ajinomoto is suing people under, quote, food defamation laws. That's right, food defamation laws. The most significant of these targets being ASDA, which is a popular British supermarket. Ajinomoto mentions the lawsuit on the Amino Suite website under its news section under the article, Ajinomoto defends the reputation of aspartame. Quote, Ajinomoto Sweeteners Europe has issued legal proceedings for defamation, malicious falsehood, against ASDA Stores Limited, who have chosen to describe aspartame as a nasty on a wide range of own-label products sold in the company's stores. And it continues on to say, Ajinomoto has tried to negotiate an agreement with ASDA by which the retailer would stop its denigration of aspartame, but has not succeeded. Ajinomoto has taken this legal step to defend the reputation not only of the ingredient, but also of the many products that are sweetened with aspartame. You heard it right, folks. There are laws in the books where you can't even criticize food. These laws exist in many countries in Europe and over 13 states in the U.S. In 1995, Oprah Winfrey, yes, the Oprah Winfrey, was sued by a Texas cattle rancher under the Texas State False Disparagement of Perishable Foods Act for criticizing certain cattle ranching practices common in big agribusinesses on her show. $1 million later, not including the rancher's appeal, Oprah Winfrey won her case, but the constitutionality of the law was still upheld by the Texas Supreme Court. Now, once again, Oprah won the case, but she was so intimidated by the lawsuit that she has never brought up this issue ever again. If someone as wealthy, as powerful, and influential as Oprah can be sued by these criminal scumbags, think of what they can do to the average Joe Schmo. If these laws are not overturned, what is there to stop other industries from bribing politicians into passing similar laws? What is there to stop toy companies, for example, from suing people for saying that there are dangerous levels of lead in many popular toys? What is there to stop pharmaceutical companies from suing doctors who criticize the dangerous adjuvants and vaccines and deadly side effects of many prescription drugs? What is there to stop the government from passing laws telling you how to wipe